Hello, welcome to my channel, or welcome back. My name is Alyssa, and today we have an update for Deck of Panning. Deck of Panning is run by Emily, who is Emily and Max here on YouTube. And basically each month there are different prompts that are associated with the different cards in a deck of cards. And you are doing different panning goals based on the prompts. Emily updates the prompts each month, so I always pull in 5 new prompts no matter what. So, whether I finished goals or not. And so last time there was one prompt I had not finished yet. So I was working on 6 this time. So if you want to see how those went and what I'm going to get to pick for the next month, then please keep watching. Okay, so the first item that had been a carryover was this Milani lipstick or lip crayon, and my goal was to finish it. So you can see that there is technically a tiny little bit that is still left there, but if I try to use it on my lips, I can't really get it because of the plastic around here, and I'm not going to bother digging it out. It's not worth that to me. I am very happy though to have finished a lip product because I am trying to finish up some more in my collection and just get it back down to what feels like a more reasonable collection. Like now that I've tried more formulas and different things, it's like, okay, now I know what I want. I kind of know more of the colors that I prefer wearing and that kind of thing. So I'm feeling, much better having a rollout. Then I had Plan to Pan, which I brought in this Milani lip liner to use it 15 times. So in the 15 uses, it went from 1 4/10 grams when I didn't have the cap on to 83 hundredths of a gram, which means I used 57 hundredths of a gram. Just kind of double checking my math there. And yeah, so I don't have much left. It should be easy to finish it off. I'm not sure how many more uses, but yeah, so, hopefully another lip empty soon. Then I have bronzer. Now, I have a bronzer in my collection, but I don't use it as is because it is too dark and too warm toned, even though it's the lightest of the options. And also, I'm not a huge fan of the formula. I would not repurchase for sure. So I always have to franken it if I'm going to use it. And I did that. I went ahead and frankened some, and my goal was to use it 20 times. So I'm gonna have a video up, but basically on the 20th use, I finished it. So then you're like, well, can I show you the empty pan? No, but it is in the little video, because then I went ahead and frankened more. I actually put all the rest of the bronzer in it, and I always mix it with some eyeshadow to help with the color. So that is what you'll see. And so now that will be like, once that's gone, that is, the only bronzer. And then I have at least one eyeshadow that I can use as bronzer that works really well. So I'll probably just go to using that, and it probably won't take too long to finish if I am using as bronzer because eyeshadows are not big. But yeah, maybe I won't use bronzer, maybe I will, who knows. But yeah, that feels good because I've been kind of dragging my feet about frankening some more, so I kind of made myself do it. Then another Plan to Pan prompt, I pulled in, I'm trying to finish some eyeshadows, and one that is close to being finished is Halley's Comet from Terra Moons, and it's really pretty. I technically have a little bit of it on here, but I want to use it 10 times. Technically, I only had another use or two, I think, in my all eyeshadows on deck project where I'm trying to use 10 times all my eyeshadows. So this was kind of going to go beyond, but if I'm trying to finish the eyeshadow, I knew it would take even more than these 10 uses. So I used it maybe about 6 or so times, and then I did repress it because it was getting really hard since it was just sort of a rim around the edge. And so now it is very loose, so I have to be gentle with it, but that's fine. That's kind of always how the eyeshadows get at the end. And so yeah, I don't know how many more uses to finish it, but I did do the 10. I didn't do a weight, I realized, but I think it's okay. So, we shall see if I can finish that this year or not. But it is still working really well. I have no issues. Even after repressing it, it's still looks the same on the eye and goes on nicely. For eye color, I brought in a single that is brown, and so part of my all eyeshadows on deck, I had 9 more uses for that shade, so I figured my goal would just be to finish off those 9 uses. I did that. You can't even tell I did that. It just still looks the same. But it just goes to show, one, that it takes a lot of uses to finish an eyeshadow or pan an eyeshadow, and 2, the Sydney Grace mattes are just, almost endless. And then my final prompt was fantasy self, and so for me, a fantasy self would be, well, I have many things that would be fantasy self, but I pulled in another eyeshadow single, another Sydney Grace, and it's a shade that objectively is very pretty to me. It's got a bit of a pink shine to it. It is very shiny, but it's a dark shimmer, and I just don't use dark shimmers intentionally. I should say accidentally almost. I force myself sometimes to use them, so I am using them intentionally, but I don't usually just see it and think, oh, that's what I want to, center a look around or, do something with. So I had not used it at all yet in my all eyeshadows on deck, so I just went ahead and did the 10 uses for that. And so I did complete all my prompts. I will say that there is a bit of a dip forming though in that shade, so it had more progress than, the other eyeshadow from Sydney Grace, but still no pan. It will probably take me, I don't know how many more uses for that, but I also don't usually use it like all over the lid or anything like that. It's more like lower lash line or upper lash line or outer corner or, something like that. So now I'm going to get to pick new prompts from the board and see what I can bring in for that. I was trying to hold out and hope that the board would get updated. It is actually multiple days later from the last filming. I know I'm wearing another pink shirt, but I do like pink, and so it is actually a different day. But my kids are going to be home all next week for spring break, and I don't have any other time before they're going to be here to film, so I am just going to go ahead and use the current board, even though I might get some repeats again, and that's fine because there's also things that I didn't get, so I figure, we'll see. If I seem to like I'm getting a lot of the same stuff, then maybe I'll draw some new cards. I also don't know where I put the deck of cards, and I don't feel like digging through more, and I feel like my stand is falling, so I'm going to need to adjust this. Okay, I think we're good, and I need to be ready to write this stuff down because I do forget these things. But I've got my board up on my computer, and like I said, I've got my little deck here, and so I'm going to be doing 5, and the Joker is in here. 1 Joker. I didn't do, you know what? Let me see. Can I make it do 2? Oh, and I did it. Okay. So we have a 9 of diamonds, which is foundation. All right, I'm going to have to draw something because I don't have anything for that, and I came up with something before for that, but I'd rather like have a real like connecting thing. 7 diamond is metallic. 7 of hearts influenced. I'm sure I could think of something for that. King of so a black king, in it for the long haul, and a 5 of clubs is gemstone. All right, let me get those, and then I'm going to redraw. I'm just going to keep it with drawing 5, and, in case the first card is a dud for me, then I've got others to choose from. We have another black king. I feel like I just got, it is a different one though. It's that, or the next one would be favorite brand, which I did have already. So do I go for one that I've already had? Or there's dethroned. All right, I'm going to decide which one of these makes the most sense with things I've already had, because I haven't done dethroned yet this year, so that would be something different versus having something repeating, so I'm kind of leaning towards that. But if I can't think of a good dethroned item, I'll just pick another long haul item. So let me go ahead and pick these items and figure out the uses and all too. Okay, I just went a little bit wild with what I picked. I believe you will agree with me. We're gonna walk you back where my brain went. So I'm like looking at the options. I'm like, gemstone. All right, let me go there first. Are the gemstone thing? Of course, my crystallized palette. And so You're like, okay, well, what are you going to do with the crystallized palette? I decided it would be a good idea to go ahead and finish off all the 10 uses that, you know, I tried doing all my eyeshadows with this palette. Because I'm like, well, looking through, and a lot of these shades could work as gemstones. You know, we've got, I mean, that's what they all are. Okay, they're all like rocks, minerals, whatever type things, right? And so maybe some of them are not technically like a gemstone. So I'm not sure, you know, I guess amethyst would for sure be one, but, you know, otherwise. I decided though, just, you know, why not? I like this palette a lot. Why not let myself use it more and not waste it? So let me just walk you through real quick how many uses I have left on the different eyeshadows. So we are going to start from the bottom. Okay. So I've got 0 uses needed left for this one. 2 more, 2, 5, and 3. For the second row, I need 4 uses, none, 3, 3, 4. For the third row here, I need 2 uses, 4 uses, 5, 5, and 5. And for the last row, I need 3, 4, 3, 2, and 2. So since, you know, especially like with some of these shimmers, I like to just kind of use them on their own, not necessarily have a bunch of them in one look. And some of them need 5 more uses. This might take me more than, you know, a month. So we shall see how it goes, but I think it will be fun to work on them. I think it works well with winter, and I know we're in spring, but I'm just saying like winter, definitely also spring. We'll see as we're starting to get warmer with summer how I feel, but you know, I think this would be great. I wish my palette it doesn't like to stay closed though. So I will say there's that. I guess it's the plastic thing, but I also don't want to take out the plastic thing because it helps keep the mirror a little bit more protected. But yeah, so then I'm like, okay, where'd your brain go next? Well, then I was thinking about, you know, some of the other things. I think, let's see, next was, long haul. I'm like, I need to do a lip product for long haul because I'm trying to, you know, work through these, use them a bunch. So I thought my red lipsticks, I was just thinking about that a goal that I might like to have is to finish half of this. And so yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I measured on my little thing, my little paper here, the slant of the lines. Like I started here at the bottom and then there's the slant. And so around actually where the lipstick kind of made a mark is about halfway. And that's what I marked, that I would like to use it until we get to that point. Because if I just say like 50 uses or something, sometimes a use is just something really minor and it doesn't make a lot of headway. And if I want to really finish this thing off, because I've had it for over 2 years now, then here we are. We'll see how it goes. It's certainly going to be long haul. But something I like pairing with this, which you might be able to tell if you saw the edge of this, it's got a little cool tone look to it. I actually have it on right now over top of another lipstick because I've been liking a combo. And so I was like, oh, well, this guy here, for metallic, it's certainly a metallic packaging. There is not much left and I would like to finish it. So, you know, it's another kind of big-ish goal. I'm not sure how many uses it will take. There's not a ton of it left, but it does, you know, I don't need a lot of it to get the look. So again, we're gonna see now what happens when this is done and I still have more of this to go. Then I'm just gonna have to go more red or figure out another combo that I like. But yeah, so that is another goal I had. Then for influence, I'm like, all right, now what? What could I pick? And I thought about my Nomad palette because there are so many influencers that are always talking about the Nomad palettes. And so even though I did not buy this one, I feel like you're heavily influenced to buy Nomad products with all the people hyping them up. So again, it's like, well, what are you going to do with it? And it's like, well, you know what? I really don't have that many uses left on this one. Why not go ahead and finish the 10 uses on all these as well? So let me run down. So again, starting on this bottom row here, I have 2 more uses needed, 3, 1, 1, 2, 1. On the middle row, I need 3 uses. These 2 are done, although I am still using this one. And then we have 1, 3, 3. And for this top row here, my last row, I have one more use needed, 4, 3, 3, and the other 2 are done. So this one is definitely further along, but it's a little older than the other palette, so that makes sense. And yeah, so that is another one. And then finally, I'm on this whole like, all right, we're doing big goals. So I'm thinking, you know, we're in the first half of the year, but we're nearing that midway point. So I'm trying to like get some momentum here on finishing things off and getting things going like while I have that excitement. Because if I don't throw in these big items now, then if I wait too long into the year, then I'm not gonna have time to do it. So, you know, let's finish some lipsticks and all, right? Like, let's do it. So for Dethroned, I tend to just wear one blush at a time. You know, I have maybe a couple that I will use, but I don't care that much about blush. I'm actually not wearing any blush today because I spent more than half of the school day at school. I wear a mask, so I was like, you know what? There is no point in putting on any cheap products because it's just going to get funny and, you know, yeah, there's no point. So I left it blank. I might put some on now that I'm going to be going for pickup, but we'll see. I decided to bring in this blush because the e.l.f. blushes, it's not that they were my like top pick or anything, but I felt like this one in particular, I was kind of like, you know, like I'm finishing these other ones and then I'm going to get to use this one because this one, like the color is like really great. And it's fine. I wouldn't buy it again, not only because it's e.l.f., but just, I don't think I enjoyed as much as I thought I did, or my skin color's changed. I don't know. But yeah, I decided, well, if we're doing big goals, why not do 40 uses? So, you know, obviously that's going to take me over the month to do, but that's fine. It is the main blush that I'm using. I still have a little bit of my Franken mix left, but I wasn't allowing myself to use that or Franken more until I hit pan on this. And I'm getting close, but I haven't yet. So maybe I'll end up hitting pan in the 40. I mean, I would hope to or expect to. But then I can kind of keep going on this because I would want to finish this and then be finishing other things. And then maybe I could consider buying a blush. But yeah, so I decided, you know, I'm doing this board a little bit early because like we don't have the new one yet. So I may as well pick big goals and make it exciting that way, even if you're like, oh, it's the same board again. So hopefully you think my choices were interesting and fun since, you know, you don't have to do them. And you can stay tuned to see how I end up doing in a month with, you know, all of these. Like I said, some of them definitely won't be done. Like this won't be done. I doubt I would have used half of this by then, but I mean, who knows about this lipstick? It could happen, and the palettes could happen. So, you know, and if not, I'm just gonna have a whole lot of prompts I'm working on for the next one. So thank you so much for watching. Please go check out all the other lovely people who are doing this Deck of Panning project as well. And until my next video, I hope you'll be doing well, and I'll see you then. Bye!